To start, we need to get all the parts together: springs, bar, binding post, coils, frame, body, screws, washers, insulation. What we need to start is the back screw for the post, the clip cord. Put in the insulation washers first to avoid any kind of a short circuits. What we gotta be careful also is to do this the first before we put the coils, otherwise we won't have access. Make sure the holes align for the clip cord. Once the coils and the screws tight, the coils in place, we proceed to put the bottom part in the frame with the 3 Mexican antique coins with 2 holes. I did the 2 holes on the top so I can run them as a shader of a liner, and the holes in the bottom is where to put the machine together and hold it together. Those screws that goes in the coils are the ones that put the machine, hold it together in one place. I always put them on, but I don't tie them all the way, so that give me a chance to play a little bit with the coils, so that way I can align them, because sometimes there is not much of a chance of space, and when they're loose you can still move them, but when they're tight, so you got to make sure the alignment of the machine is the most extreme sensitive situation. So once you get your coils lined, you see, check them out, and then you proceed and tighten. Make sure you tighten them really good. Once the machine start running, sometimes they do get loose, when that happens. Then we proceed to get the armature bar together. I learned how to put all these machines together by pieces without any jigs or tools that now everybody get. So I pretty much did it by the eye. Eyeballing is my trademark. Pretty much everything I do it is just by the eye, just looking in different directions, different ways. Keep staring at the piece round and around until I make sure they're straight. And that's how I learn. I don't know. Now people get jigs and everything, but you can see just the alignment. Then proceed to put an O-ring. Some machines like them and some of them they don't. This all depends on the preferences. Then I like to put the contact screw first before I put the armature bar, because it's easier. Just remember the washers, the insulation washers, plastic ones, so you don't want no short circuits, otherwise your machine won't work. And then for the contact on the coils with the screw, I always use washers just to keep a space in between the piece of open wire to the frame so it won't touch. Then I proceed to get the contact screw. That's easier to put on before you put the armature bar. You got plenty of space to spin it around. Then make sure you tie it. Another again, alignment. Gotta check for everything they align. Sometimes you need a little flat washers on the side, or take one off so you can get your screw right on the center of the coils. So now the box spring, sometimes I give a little bit of a tension to it, when I tied it, so I will have a little bit of a tension on the box spring. And I'd rather do it once it's on, but you see, then you check for alignment, and checking the armature bar fits perfect in both coils at the same time. If it hits one of them first and the other is not right, have to fit the closer straight possible. Then you proceed and tight it. Check everything. Everything have to be tight. Once you get the machine on place how you want it, then you tight all the screws that needs to be tight. And then again, once it's in place, check for alignment. When sometimes the spring tension is not quite right, I do this by like eyeballing and touching, and my finger tells me. So then I push it up a little bit to give tension to it. Just, you see that? So I just put it back on, and if I need to take a little bit of a pressure more or less, so I do it on the opposite side. If it's too tight, too strong, I turn it, loosen it, pull it on the side, and do the opposite. You see? It's kind of perfect tension right there. Now we proceed to put the vice screw. I did this a little bigger than the regular sizes. This is about 1/4 of an inch. This will have to be really tight too, because it's gonna have all the pressure and movement of the machine most of the time. It's the most movable part of it. Okay, seems like we got it. Tension is right, but now check for alignment. Perfect. Just one thing, the bar, armature bar, it won't sit even. It's a little bit sideways, sitting on the coils. So then I need to twist the bar a little bit in the direction opposite to what I need. So let's see. Okay, no, I just think I did overdo too much. Just a little bit less. So like I say, eyeballing is my tool, and that's how you know. So now that looks pretty even now. Perfect. So now let's try it. Yeah, I guess runs right. A little roughly. So from now on, every piece will be tied in place, and the only adjustment screw that you're gonna do to tune up your machine is the upper screw, depending on the gap. I recommend about I would say a nickel size gap. Sometimes could be more, less. I don't think it'd be too tight. It won't be that much of a run for the needles to spread the ink. But now, if you run it, you can feel it to get it even. Sometimes it's just 1/2 of a turn, quarter of a turn on the screw, contact screw, will make a difference. Alright, this is my shop with my tools, the machine all together, and this is my sacred place of tattooing. This is the place where I spend most of my life, my time of my day, besides my family. Thanks for coming by. This is another machines, the same tools. The one where I did with the knives and a piece of steel and the coins. As you see, it's two different sizes metal frame, just one piece. The other side of the frame, it makes it a coil. These coins are 1800s and 1968 Olympic coin. And this is just two handles of kitchen knives, silverware, and the back piece is just a piece of bare steel. I leave it rough. I didn't buff it or I didn't clean it, anything. You can see it's only 3 pieces. So now I'm proceeding to tattooing with a new machine. This girl came by and need a little repair, so I use the machine as a liner and a shader, changing the tube actually, you know, and then took about maybe 30 minutes to finish. That's what I use. This machine, the same machine with 2 different needles. Seems like it runs pretty good. It worked out great. Alrighty, so now that's the finished product. Well, homemade, handmade tattoo machines. Thank you guys. I hope this helped you somehow.